Tonight on UCentral News, President Trump met with his French counterpart, President Emmanuel Macron. Find out why and what was said next. And spring is in the air. Will this warm weather last? Carly Torbett will answer that and more. And in sports, the Chos took on the Central Missouri Mules. Ian Nickel has the details on the big game. And who won big at the SAG Awards? Riley Townsend updates us on the big event. All of that and more starting right now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Today marks the third anniversary of Russia's invasion on Ukraine. President Donald Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron are holding a joint press conference, focusing on the United States' changing approach on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The joint press conference is preceding a virtual meeting with a group of 7 world leaders earlier today. The president said this morning in a statement released on Truth Social that every leader on the meeting expressed that their goal is for the war to end. And he emphasized the importance of the vital critical minerals and rare earths deal, as well as he stated that he is in serious discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin concerning the end of the war.
Continuing coverage now of the U.S. measles outbreak, the number of cases continues to grow, with illnesses reported now in 8 states this year, the bulk of which have been in West Texas, where 90 cases have been identified since late January. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has some questions from the most common questions about measles.
It's one of the world's most contagious infectious diseases, and it's important to know the warning signs of measles. Early on, it can mimic a respiratory illness, causing a cough, red eyes, and extreme congestion. There may also be a high fever that may spike to more than 104 degrees. Typical measles cases also have a red splotchy rash that develops 3 to 5 days after symptoms start, and tiny white spots inside the mouth 2 to 3 days before symptoms begin. Experts say vaccination is the best protection.
For the vast majority of people, if you've gotten your measles shots, you should be protected. It should be something that works for life.
The vaccine is typically given to young children. Officials say the first dose, given between 12 and 15 months, is 93% effective against measles. The second dose, given around age 4 to 6, boosts that efficacy to 97%.
If you are living in an area where measles is circulating and you're worried about that, getting that second shot earlier is fine.
Despite the recent outbreak, experts say measles isn't becoming more severe. Before mass vaccinations, improvements in medical care were already lowering the death rate. However, before 1963, when vaccines weren't routinely given, there were between 400 and 500 people dying every year in the U.S. from measles. In 2015, there was 1 death, the most recent in the U.S. from the illness.
That's really what this vaccine is designed to prevent.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Older children and adults who haven't been vaccinated can also receive the measles vaccine. If you have got the first version of the vaccine given between 1963 and 1968, or don't know which version of the vaccine you received, the CDC recommends at least 1 dose of the current vaccine. But if you were born before 1957 and had the measles, you are likely already have natural immunity.
A federal judge has paused DOJ access to some sensitive government data. A judge temporarily blocked the Education Department and the Office of Personnel Management from sharing some data with the Department of Government Efficiency. The order halts sharing personal information of about 2 million union members. In Monday's opinion, the judge wrote the unions and their members had shown the Trump administration likely violated the Privacy Act by disclosing their personal information to DOJ affiliates without their consent. The order remains in place until March 10th. The move comes as judges have already curtailed DOJ access for Treasury Department data systems.
Jeremy, I couldn't help but notice this morning how nice it was outside.
It's been so nice. Let's send it over to Carly to see if this weather's gonna last.
Thank you, Zach and Jeremy. If you've been outside today, you know it is a very beautiful sunny day outside. We're looking at 70s across the board. As far more south you go, we're even looking at 80s, 82. Looking up in the Panhandle at Guyman, 73, 75. OKC Metro, 75. But as we come a little closer to home here in Edmond, current conditions, we're sitting at about 73 degrees, sunny outside. A little bit of a light wind coming in from the southwest at 9 miles per hour with those gusts up to 13 miles per hour. That humidity's down just a little bit, so we're at 25%, but it does feel like 70 outside, so it's a perfect day to get outside and enjoy a little bit of sunshine. But with wind, we do get those allergies. We are having a little bit of contributors today. That tree, grass, and the ragweed pollen. Grass is very low, but tree, moderate, and then that ragweed is kind of hitting that little mark between low and moderate. So if we feel a little bit sneezy, a little bit allergy, that's our reasons. And then looking ahead, we have highs up in the 70s to upper 60s all week. We do have a small cold front coming in that's coming in on Wednesday. We can expect a little bit of isolated showers, a little bit of cloud coverage, but it's going to go right back to those 70s, and we're not going to see a big temperature drop. And we also do have a small chance of rain on Sunday that we're going to look ahead into as well. But I will have more later on for you at the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
The Edmond Police Department is warning that calls claiming to be from the department may actually be a scam. They have received reports about phishing scam calls claiming to be from Deputy Campbell with the Edmond Police Department. In a phishing scam, scammers impersonate a trusted source to trick victims into giving them identifying information, such as social security numbers. They may also request payment or bank information. The Edmond Police Department advises anyone that receives these phishing calls to hang up and not to send money or give the caller any personal information.
The state of Oklahoma and ICE are enforcing a policy to detain undocumented criminals in Oklahoma to secure public safety by holding undocumented criminals without bond. State officials will undergo federal training to be able to interrogate people about their immigration status, issue ICE detainers, and be able to transfer people into ICE custody. These examples are part of one of 3 agreements Governor Kevin Stitt made with the Department of Homeland Security and ICE. This will make Oklahoma one of the first states to integrate ICE into local law agencies.
Did you know you can earn money for putting native plants into your yard? The Wildlife Habitat Grant Program, an initiative started by the Oklahoma Association of Conservation Districts and the nonprofit Okies for Monarchs, offers participants up to $535 reimbursement for creating habitats in their yards that benefit pollinator and insects and birds. These must be planted between March and June of 2025. All project space must be free of any inorganic or potentially harmful pesticides. The grant program is open to residents of Oklahoma, Cleveland, and Canadian counties. The deadline for the application is March 31st.
Speaking of plants, they need a lot of sunshine, and we sure have seen a lot of that today.
Find out if this sunny weather is here to stay. When we come back, Carly Torbett will have your full look at the weather forecast.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive. What? My. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at our current conditions today, we're sitting at that 73 degrees outside, super sunny, super beautiful weather. Southwest winds coming at 9 miles per hour with those gusts at 13 miles per hour. Humidity at 25%, and it does feel like 70 degrees outside. So gorgeous, gorgeous weather. Looking at across the state, everybody's having a gorgeous day today. Everyone is in the 70s. Miami, you are at 66. McAllister, 67. OKC Metro 72, and up in the Panhandle, Guyman was 72 as well. But going into tonight, we are going to be seeing 40s, so it's a major change than what we saw last week with all this very, very cold weather. We are at 41 degrees tonight. Clear skies, southwest winds still coming in at 7 miles per hour with those 11 mile per hour gusts. And then that humidity is going to bump up to 65%. And we do have that small 6% chance of rain. And then going into tonight, everybody's seeing these 40s and 30s, but not below freezing. Guyman, you are pushing it with 33 degrees. Woodward, 36. But OKC Metro, 41. Lawton, 40. Miami with 35. And then going into tomorrow, another beautiful day tomorrow, so about a copy and paste of today into tomorrow. Guyman with 77, 76 OKC Metro. Edmond, we are going to be seeing that same amount with about 75 in Enid, and then 75 Ponca City. And then looking at that 7-day forecast, Tuesday, tomorrow, like I said, copy and paste of tomorrow, or to today with 76 degrees. Wednesday, we are going to have a little bit of a cold front move in, so we are going to be at 64, but like I said, not a huge temperature drop. Might see a little bit of those isolated showers and a little bit of cloud coverage, but it's going to turn right back around Thursday, Friday, Saturday, bump back up to the 70s. So Friday, we're going to see 75 with a low of 43. Saturday, 72 with a low of 44. And then Sunday, we do have that 33% chance of those showers, but it's not going to heavy rain on us, maybe just a little bit of isolated showers. And then Monday have a little bit of cloud coverage, but it's still 67 degrees. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Zach, Jeremy, please tell me you've gotten to take advantage of this sunny weather.
Yes, I have a little bit just going from class to class, but after this I plan on going on a run. This will be the first time since it's been so cold. So yeah, I'm excited about that. What about you?
I've been cooped up in the house from all the cold weather, so it's nice to finally be able to get out and enjoy some nice sun and hot weather. So yes. How about you, Zach?
Unlike Jeremy, I'm personally not much of a runner, so I'm thinking about taking a nice hike.
Thank you, Carly. Coming up, find out which singer released a new album.
And who won big at the SAG Awards last night. Riley Townsend will have more after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Good afternoon, Broncos. I'm Riley Townsend here with your Central Social Media Breakdown. Tate McRae dropped her third album last Friday. The album, titled So Close to What, has been highly anticipated. The album includes previously released singles like It's Okay, I'm Okay, Sports Car, and Two Hands. The album also includes a collaboration with the singer's boyfriend, the Kid Laroi, titled I Know Love. McRae had a Spotify listening party and shared the process of recording their collaboration, saying that it was funny and a little stressful. Following the album's release, the singer is kicking off a world tour next month starting March 18th. The tour is called the Miss Possessive Tour and will be traveling through Canada, Europe, and North America. The tour will come to a close in September 2025. You can listen to So Close to What now on Spotify. Dunkin' Donuts is joining many of the other popular coffee chains by taking away the upcharge for non-dairy milks. Effective March 5th, all Dunkin' stores will no longer charge extra for non-dairy and milk alternatives. A Dunkin' spokesperson said, "This enhances Dunkin's ability to offer guests a wide range of beverage customizations, allowing them to enjoy quality Dunkin' beverages their way at a great value." Many other popular coffee chains like Starbucks, Dutch Bros, and Scooters also stopped upcharging for non-dairy milks in their drinks. Cynthia Erivo is having a big year. The Wicked star has won a Grammy, a Tony, a Golden Globe, but she isn't stopping there. This 37-year-old singer and actress has been announced as the host of this year's Tony Awards on June 8th. Erivo expressed that she was excited and honored to host and looking forward to celebrating the theater community at large. On top of that, the actress has also been cast as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. This casting choice has sparked controversy as Erivo is an openly bisexual woman. Many people are questioning the decision. The Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber musical debuted in 1971 and has been seen as controversial and offensive for some, as it depicts Jesus as a flawed man with his own anxieties and troubles. Despite the mixed opinions, Erivo was ecstatic about the opportunity and announced on her Instagram, in conjunction with the Hollywood Bowl, that she would be taking the role for one weekend only, August 1st through the 3rd. The 31st Annual Screen Actors Guild Award was held last night in Los Angeles with Christian Bell hosting. The night started with Bell singing her hit song, So You Want to Build a Snowman, from the movie Frozen. It was dubbed to Do You Want to Be an Actor? Big wins of the night went to Timothée Chalamet, who won Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role for A Complete Unknown. Demi Moore won Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role for her role in The Substance. On the television side of the awards, Shogun and Only Murders in the Building were big winners, with Shogun taking home 4 awards and Only Murders in the Building taking home 2 awards. Jeremy, I was excited to watch the SAG Awards last night. What about you?
I loved the SAG Awards, but to be honest, I was slightly disappointed just because there was no Glambot. What about you?
I was disappointed that I didn't get a slow-mo shot of Timothée Chalamet. Zach?
I was really excited to watch it. I was happy to see one of my favorite shows, Shogun, win so many awards. Thank you, Riley. Coming up, Broncos basketball wins a thriller in Warrensburg.
And how did the Thunder do against the Timberwolves last night? Ian Nickel will have all of the highlights when we come back.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Happy Monday, everybody. Ian Nickel here. Let's talk some sports. While most of us were inside from the cold, most Bronco athletic squads were on the road. We'll start with Broncos basketball. Both teams faced Washburn and Central Missouri, and unfortunately, the women's team dropped both games last weekend. The UCO women dropped to 7-19 on the season, losing to the Ichabod 60-75 and the Ginnies 58-80. We'll talk about where they stand in the KPI standings a little later, but here's what happened in the men's games. Start of the second half, JVC gets the block, dishes it over to Jacoby Seabach, and he's going to jam it home to cut the deficit to 5, but it wasn't enough as Braden Shorter scores 25, including that 3 right there to take down number 4 Washburn, for Washburn to win 92-73. Now over to Warrensburg on Saturday. The Broncos were down 2, and Jacoby Seabach posted up right here. Wait for it. He's going to go into the post right here, get the shot off, and get the foul. And this free throw is going to be good right here. The Mules were going to go on the attack here. 7 seconds to go. Time ticking. They get it across half court. Not a lot of time left for them. They get trapped, and the ball gets out of their hands. Seabach gets it, takes it home. Broncos escape with a 64-62 victory. The final KPI poll from the MIAA was released just a few hours ago, and the men's team got a bump upward, and the women dropped a spot. Last week, the Chos were in 11th, but after the 2 losses this weekend, they slid down to 12th, pushing them further out of the 10-team field for the MIAA tournament next week in Kansas City. 2 big games at Hamilton Fieldhouse could bump them back up with battles against current 5th place Arkansas Fort Smith on Thursday and 10th place Northeastern State on Saturday. The men's team rose up from 7th to 6th as they split last week's games with Washburn and Central Mo. If this was the tournament seeding, it would be the Chos against 3-seed Fort Hays State in the quarterfinals, who they have a head-to-head advantage over. Broncos could get revenge on 2 of their previous losses with games against Arkansas Fort Smith on Thursday and Northeastern State on Saturday. The weather affected the Washburn Invitational and the Chos softball schedule. Instead of playing on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're now playing Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Central was nothing short of dominant on Sunday, sweeping their doubleheader against Missouri S&T and Concordia St. Paul, allowing 2 hits for each team and run ruling both opponents in 5 innings, thanks in part to Emily Doremus' 8 RBIs in the victories. The Broncos hit the ground running early this morning, wiping out Wayne State 8-1, but losing a nail-biter to Minnesota State 3-2. Central will be up bright and early tomorrow at 10 a.m., taking on Minot State at Washburn Rural High School, then heading back over to Washburn University to play Maryville at 4 p.m. Baseball was also up in Topeka, opening up conference play against the Ichabods of Washburn. Central lost a 10-inning battle in Game 1 of their doubleheader yesterday, and the Ichabods in Game 2 outpaced the Broncos 10-5. Game 3 just wrapped up, and Orlando Gonzalez was the hero with his grand salami in the 7th inning, preventing a Washburn sweep as UCO won their first conference game 9-8. They'll be back in action this weekend at Emporia State. And the Thunder were like Lionel Richie, playing all night long against the Timberwolves. 4 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Jalen Williams fires up a 39-foot heave and it goes in, and it's so nice. We're going to show you twice as it just swishes in. He had 18 points and 9 assists. Third quarter, Hardenstein bringing home the bacon right there. Double fives was one board short of a double-double. Then Cason Wallace to Alex Caruso. Ball to Mamba. Bullseye. He had 11 points and 9 in the fourth. And under 2 minutes to go, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doing what he does best, being the MVP of the league, sinking this floater to put this game away. Again, it was another MVP performance for number 2. 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists as the Thunder win it 130-123. They're going to run it back tonight at Loud City at 7 p.m. And that's my time. Back to you at the desk.
Coming up, late actress Betty White is being memorialized in one more way by mail.
And Carly Torbett will have our last look at weather after the break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
The U.S. Postal Service will soon honor a legendary entertainer with her own stamp. Betty White died more than 3 years ago, just weeks shy of her 100th birthday. The Postal Service will release a stamp next month honoring the late actress and comedian. The stamp features White in a purple polka-dotted blouse against a violet-colored background. Her name is printed in white text underneath her portrait, and Forever USA is printed below her name. The Betty White tribute will be a new forever stamp. These stamps never expire and currently sell for 73 cents a stamp. The Postal Service will hold a special event on March 27th to unveil the new stamp at the Los Angeles Zoo and Botanical Gardens, where White was a trustee, benefactor, and volunteer. Carly will have our last look at weather after the break.
Thank you, Zach. Looking at that hourly forecast, we're about to hit 5 o'clock. Still sunny outside, 75 degrees outside. Getting to 6 o'clock, it's going to be clear. That sunset's going to hit about 6:20-ish, about 68 degrees outside. Then we get to 7 o'clock. Super clear outside. That sun is down and it's 63, so still actually very nice weather. It's just going to be a little dark outside. And then daily forecast for tomorrow, 7 a.m., going to be clear, 41 degrees. Hit about noon, time to go to lunch. Still sunny outside, 67 degrees. And then we're getting to about 7 o'clock at night tomorrow. That sun's going to go down. It's going to be pretty clear outside, so we're not going to see that cloud coverage until Wednesday, and it's going to be at about 64 degrees. So it's going to be, we're going to have that nice, beautiful weather for the rest of this week. Wednesday, that's whenever we're going to see that little bit of cloud coverage come through. That is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
And I'm Zach Sexton.
Have a good night.